Good evening and welcome back to BeRich. I'm here after a long time, I think nearly 10 days. But I thought there are two things which I wanted to
But
talk
we are
about.
very grateful every time you come.
Okay. But I wanted to
We are
talk
like
about,
orphans.
yeah, I wanted to talk about two things.
Hmm.
One is the results of IT companies that have come. The big three have come TCS, Infi, and Wipro. And the market has reacted negatively. I wanted to discuss that. And then a result came yesterday or day before yesterday, a company called IREDA, which is a public sector company. The price of this stock shot up because it was supposedly the profits had gone up.
Hmm.
So I want to explain why it is very dangerous to touch public sector companies like that. So
Because,
these are the two things which I wanted to
yeah,
talk
because a
about.
very valid question. A lot of our viewers and our tribe members, including me, feel that companies like Wipro are coming into great value because we have never thought we'll see price to earnings like this. And you are telling us all the time, be cautious, be cautious. What is happening in the IT sector? Is it so bad that they will find some way through this, right? You have always told us we will evolve, we will grow. So what if AI is there, some layoffs are there, the company is sound, it has huge reserves, there are great promoters, so they will weather the storm. Why can't we just blindly pick these
No,
companies up?
there are, AI is not the biggest problem.
Hmm.
The biggest problem for these companies today
Hmm.
is what is happening in America.
Hmm.
Already, the Defense Department has cancelled a contract for $1.1 billion.
Correct.
TCS is the result which I looked very closely.
Hmm.
And the American end of that business is down.
Hmm.
So, already for
Hmm.
TCS,
Hmm.
quarter to quarter, that is last year to this year, or this quarter to next quarter, one figure America was down.
Hmm.
So, most of these companies rely on American deals.
Hmm.
And be it TCS, be it Wipro
Hmm.
or Infosys.
Hmm.
Wipro and Infosys give revenue guidances.
Hmm.
And they have said the first quarter is going to be terrible.
Hmm.
Infosys says this year is going to be terrible.
Hmm.
And finally, what drives stock prices
Hmm.
is earnings.
Hmm.
So if earnings have started to decline,
Hmm.
then there is a big problem.
Hmm.
Wipro has always been a laggard.
Hmm.
By improving margins,
Hmm.
it has increased profits.
Hmm.
What do you mean by improving margins? Basically, you have cut back on salaries
Hmm.
because salaries is the biggest expense
Hmm.
in Wipro and other companies like this.
Hmm.
So unless you squeeze back on employment,
Hmm.
you cannot really increase profits.
Hmm.
So one, in the short term, the turnover can be badly affected because contracts in America and Europe may not be forthcoming.
Hmm.
On in the long term, there is threat of AI.
Hmm.
How these companies adapt to AI
Hmm.
is something we have to see. Chandrasekar himself had a meeting in Dubai where he told all Tata companies,
Hmm.
if you don't hug AI,
AI.
AI will hug you. So we have to wait and watch.
Wait, I have a question here.
Listen,
Hmm.
and then there is another problem.
Hmm.
China's currency is at a 10-year low.
Hmm.
The last time Chinese currency was so low was 2007.
Hmm.
Your exports will struggle,
Hmm.
right? If you allow the dollar to, there is, if you keep on selling shorting dollars in the market,
Hmm.
which the RBI is doing in the futures market to mask that why reserves are not coming down, is because they are dealing in the futures market.
Hmm.
And so there is a problem in terms of competitiveness. All
Hmm.
other currencies are going down.
Hmm.
Only your currency is up.
Hmm.
So you will become uncompetitive.
Hmm.
So there is three problems in IT. One is that rupee
Hmm.
is uncompetitive.
Hmm.
Two is there a recession coming around in America.
Hmm.
Big companies are acting if there is a recession.
Hmm.
And three, yeah. So
Wait,
all these
you're not
three,
letting me ask my question though,
yeah.
which is a fundamental question.
Hmm.
Let's take the case of Natco. Natco is a cyclical business, and
Hmm.
you say don't focus too much on these cycles. In the long term, this is
Hmm.
buying an opportunity because these dips in the cycle, it will ride up and you will recover.
Hmm.
You have to have faith. If you don't have faith, don't touch.
Hmm.
So, in all these things you have said, recession
Hmm.
is short term. China, US trade, yuan being whatever low is short term, right? Only thing which is long term in this whole thing is AI.
Hmm.
And if we assume they can adapt
Mm.
and they can evolve and grow,
Mm.
if we're looking at a 10-year, 15-year horizon, this
Mm.
recession doesn't matter, this trade war doesn't matter, this Chinese currency doesn't matter.
Mm.
Is it an opportunity to enter now?
No.
Because like how we look at Natco, why can't we look at this?
Because two things.
Hmm.
Natco is at 7 times earnings.
Ah.
Second,
Hmm.
Natco is doing IP work. They are not doing services.
Hmm.
Here you are doing contracting work.
Correct.
So you are not building a lifetime of value.
Yes.
You are moving from one contract to another contract.
Correct.
It's like a painter in your house painting. Whereas Natco is doing
Making the
investing,
paint.
making the paint. So he is making a product at like ready span now on that muscular injection. And he has a global market for a decade.
Right.
So he copies one blockbuster Doug. It's 10 years.
Yes.
Whereas these people are surviving from contract to contract.
Yeah. Which can be as short as 6 months to long as only a year.
Or can even be a 5-year, multi-year contract. But they are
But those are very rare.
Yeah. You know, assume it is there.
Hmm.
But these are contractual.
Hmm.
Like they are running the services for a large telecom company in India.
Hmm.
So they do their telecalling and all that. So they don't own the intellectual property rights much.
No.
So they are from one house contract to one house contract.
Hmm.
Whereas if I make the paint is always there.
Hmm.
So difference between a product company and a service company is there.
Okay.
So if they are doing contract research
Hmm.
for a foreign pharmaceutical company,
Hmm.
then you can compare it with
Hmm.
Infosys or TCS.
Hmm.
There is that work going on, but that's a very small portion of our pharma business.
Pharma business. I agree.
So they are not doing contract work for other corporates.
Hmm.
They are making products which people buy. That's the difference between pharma and IT.
Okay. Now, this IREDA, what is this about this public sector company?
So
which
it
we
is
should
called,
keep the news.
The Indian Renewable Energy Development Authority. They are financing renewable energy. It's a public sector company. So the profits came very good and the market took it up. Now what you have to understand is there is a small cap company in which there is a lot of pain. The promoters, Jaggi brothers, have found to be using their listed company as their personal piggy bank. And there is accusation of diversion of capital.
Yes.
So they have borrowed 900 crores from IREDA and Power Finance Corporation. Both are public sector companies. Okay. So whenever you see a public sector company, lender, you be careful. So what happened is they lent money. The money was transferred to a former employee. Yeah, the brothers had another company which was transferred to a former employee. A portion of the house was used to buy a luxury flat, and the another portion was used to sell the stock of Gensol, which is the company. 2 warnings. Never trust a public sector individual company unless it is lending to government itself. Like IRFC lends to government railways only, so money will come back. But IRDA, PFC lend to people like this. Basically, it's a car finance. Now, what has happened is due to constant usage, the value of that car also has come down. So 900 crores, they're on the hook. And they have not made payments. But they have made a letter and submitted to the auditors as if they have done all the payments correctly. So most likely, 900 crores will go belly up.
Become an
NPA. We don't know how much IRDA has done. So all the increase in profits will be vanished with this one NPA. And so we do not know how many such NPAs are there. And that is the problem with public sector financials.
Okay, then I have a case and argument over here then. If you say this is the case and public sector is like this is the shambles it is in. But at the same time, we look at banks, private banks. RBI picks people from public sector banks and tells them you run this bank. At the same time, I've said these guys who are running this guy a bank from a public sector background is all right, it's good, he's a nice guy. Then if he comes from such tainted stock, why should we have hope that a guy who comes from that kind of a stock running a private bank could be good?
The only guy who's running a private bank from public sector is Yes Bank. And that is because State Bank of India owns that. None of the other big banks have a public sector manager. The promoter will die before he allows that. They will be from Citibank or some foreign bank where they have run an active retail portfolio. None of your private sector banks are making money lending to corporates. They are lending money to microfinance, poor people, and retail upper middle class, where the big interest differential is. And that is not the core strength of a public sector bank. Therefore, you will find very little public sector bankers in private companies. But in case you find one, it means that the bank has been bankrupted once, almost like Yes Bank.
Yeah, but in the case, I think South Indian Bank or one of those.
No. He is from a private sector.
Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank. That's the bank, right?
Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank, because the promoters are fighting. The promoters are unable to
resolve.
If they cannot pick.
But you have said that guy is a good guy, though.
No, the bank is a great bank, I said.
But the guy running the bank?
The guy running the bank will be decent. He is not lending to corporates, no. He is lending to one particular community.
Correct.
See,
no,
Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank lends primarily to one community.
So this is what I want viewers to understand. There's a lot of nuance in this. It is just not, you take one, it's not a true or false statement in any form in investing. In investing, if you notice the way Anand was saying, yes, this is true for this case, but may not be true in a similar case. You will have to dive into that and understand what is happening there to understand it. So, yes, we would all like simplification when it comes to investing. You know, you follow a PE or you follow a P-buy or you just follow this, you follow that, avoid this public sector. It doesn't work like that. Unfortunately, it doesn't. If you noticed in our conversation, Anand, as he was weaving through, he told you where potential pitfalls may be there. And being a good investor is to analyze it such that you see the pitfalls. You know, you cannot blanket an entire sector saying it's terrible. There may be a gem there. Or you cannot say all of these are gems because you may have coal sitting inside it. So you have to learn to understand, and reading the news and understanding it and digesting it is very, very important. What do you think about it,
Absolutely. And each case is unique by itself. We have to understand only quantitative analysis is not enough. There is a lot of qualitative analysis.
Correct.
So qualitative analysis requires deep system to thinking.
Correct. So thanks for watching the video on this Saturday evening. I hope you had a wonderful Good Friday holiday, long weekend, wherever you are doing whatever you wish. Hope you're recharging and recuperating. You have Sunday, one more day to recover before you get back to it on Monday. Me and Anand wish you a lovely weekend, and we will see you again in another video soon. Thank you.
Thank you for supporting BeRich. Send this video to your family and friends and have them take a look. Once again, I thank you for your support for BeRich.
Thank you.